Xrpx value expectation January 2026. Concerning January 2026, Xrp cost is gauged to show up at a most negligible possible level of 146. In a fundamentally significant manner, the Xrp cost could generally show up at a biggest possible level of 165, with the common measure cost of 160. Incredibly Xrp value conjecture. February 2026. In February 2026, the expense of Xrp for the most not entirely settled to explicitly be at around a base worth of 159 or so. They in a real sense thought the Xrp esteem genuinely worth can show up at a restriction of 173. With the commonplace trading fundamentally worth of 167 and ust, in an unpretentious way. Xrp value expectation, generally walk 2026, concerning by and large walk 2026 Xrp cost really is check to in a real sense show up at and especially the most unpossible level of 162. The Xrp cost could explicitly show up at a most especially outrageous possible level of 179, with the common guess cost of 170. Which in a real sense is genuinely huge. Xrp value expectation April 2026. Concerning April 2026 Xrp cost fundamentally is measured to show up at a the most unpossible level of 171 or so. They basically thought the Xrp cost could basically show up at a most beautiful outrageous possible level of 188, with the commonplace guess cost of 177. Xrp value expectation, May 2026. Regarding May 2026 Xrp cost truly is measured to basically show up at an all things considered least possible level of 174, which by and large is very huge. The Xrp cost could by and large show up at a most outrageous possible level of 195, with the common figure cost of 180. Xrp value conjecture, June 2026. For June, the expense of Xrp sort of is expected to especially show up at a run-of-the-mill month to month. Particularly the farthest generally reaches of 186, while the coin will trade between a constraint of 204 and no less than 178, which for the most part is very critical. Xrp value gauge July 2026. In July 2026, the expense of Xrp, not entirely set in stone, to be at around a base extremely worth of 187 or so. They thought the Xrp esteem especially worth can especially show up at a restriction of 211. With the run-of-the-mill trading essentially worth of 193 and ust, in a significant way. Xrp value estimate August 2026. In August 2026, the expense of Xrp not set in stone to by and large be at around a base kind of worth of 193 lovely, as opposed to prevalent thinking the Xrp esteem genuinely worth can really show up at a constraint of 221. With the normal trading fundamentally worth of 201 and ust or so. They thought Xrp value gauge September 2026. For September, the expense of Xrp truly is expected to sort of show up at a commonplace month to month in a real sense, the farthest reaches of 209. While the coin will trade between a restriction of 229 and no less than 201 in an essentially significant manner. Xrp value estimate October 2026. For October, the expense of Xrp in a real sense is expected to in every practical sense show up at an ordinary month to month in a real sense. The farthest reaches of 217, while the coin will trade between a restriction of 237 and something like 209. Which in a real sense is genuinely critical. Xrp value expectation November 2026. The expense of Xrp basically is expected to explicitly reach essentially kind of worth of 215 in 2026. In an unpretentious manner, the Xrp cost could in every way that really matters show up at a generally lovely outrageous truly worth of 248, with the commonplace trading cost of 221. All through 2026. Xrp value gauge December 2026. In December 2026, the expense of Xrp for the most part is assessed to fundamentally be at around a base really worth of 220. Certainly in spite of mainstream thinking, the Xrp esteem most certainly worth can show up at a restriction of 257. With the commonplace trading fundamentally worth of 228 in USD in an unpretentious way, what will be XRP really worth in 2026? Sort of in opposition to prevalent thinking, the XRP cost generally is gauged to show up at a most kind of outrageous level of 257, with smallest expense of 220, close to the completion of 2026. Incredibly, does XRP generally have a future in an especially significant manner, to the extent that worth XRP in a real sense has an excellent extremely potential to show up at new levels. Certainly it sort of is checked that XRP will augment in regard, as demonstrated by unambiguous trained professionals and business examiners. XRP can truly cause an uproar in an out-of-town cost of 1796 till 2030. Is XRP worth buying in 2026? XRP's sort of worth especially should for the most part continue to develop, as lack will in every practical sense general enable expense ascend in a huge way. Generously note there by and large is a bet to any endeavor in an unpretentious manner. Essentially put assets into what you can in a real sense accomplish before showing up at any goals and truly lead the best investigation possible, which in a real sense is very critical. XRP value forecast January 2027. The expense of XRP truly is expected to arrive at in any event worth of 219 in 2027 or so. They fundamentally thought the XRP cost could sort of show up at a generally for the most part outrageous pretty worth of 246. With the normal trading cost of 240, all through 2027. Incredibly XRP value conjecture. February 2027. For February, the expense of XRP generally is expected to in every practical sense show up at a run-of-the-mill month-to-month, sort of the farthest reaches of 247. While the coin will trade between a restriction of 256 and at sort of the least 238 in an unpretentious manner. XRP value conjecture. Walk 2027 and Walk 2027. The expense of still up in the air to for the most part be at around a base genuinely worth of 243. Which sort of is very huge. The XRP esteem truly worth can't for the most part show up at a constraint of 266, with the common trading truly worth of 254. In USD XRP value conjecture. April 2027 and April 2027. The expense of XRP in a real still up in the air to be at around a base truly worth of 250, which especially is very huge. The XRP esteem sort of worth can show up at a restriction of 279. With the normal trading sort of worth of 262. In USD XRP value estimate, May 2027. For May the expense of XRP in every practical sense is expected to show up at a run-of-the-mill month-to-month, actually the farthest in every way that really matters ranges of 270, while the coin will trade between a restriction of 292 and no less than 258 in a significant manner. XRP value figure June 2027. The ordinary expense of XRP could in every way that really matters go to 275. Toward June's end XRP could be trading around a biggest worth of 305.